Hi, my name's Jane Wynn, and I'm with Berkshire Environmental Action Team, or BEAT. BEAT's mission is to protect the environment for wildlife. And we're here tonight because Kinder Morgan, Tennessee Gas Pipeline, are holding a series of open houses. Tonight it's in Pittsfield, Massachusetts at Berkshire Community College. And we will be going down to talk with Kinder Morgan and hopefully the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission about why we feel very strongly that this pipeline is not a good idea. We don't believe that the gas is really destined for helping New England. We believe that most of it is destined for export through Canada. We also think that the devastation that would be caused by the pipeline isn't worth it no matter what. It would fragment wildlife habitat, spread invasive species, cut down acres and acres of forest, and devastate wetlands. So we strongly oppose the pipeline and want to be sure that people have both sides of the argument tonight.
My name is Peggy White. I live in Peru, Massachusetts. I'm here tonight to learn more information about the pipeline. I'm very concerned about the project for multiple reasons. It affects only a small corner of our town, but I feel like it impacts where I live, the beauty of the Berkshires, and the whole Commonwealth. I'm also concerned about the impact of fostering more fossil fuel in the whole environment and the issues of climate change. I am also concerned about the potential disruption that compressor stations will put on very rural, quiet areas because of the magnitude of the facilities that they're on 60 acres. They're very noisy and are well lit and will have an impact with more release of the gas and the methane and the toxic chemicals that are in the fracked gas. So it's one of these issues that not only affects a small area of where we live, but it also affects so many people in the health and the environment. Thank you very much.
My name is Sue Sobin. I live in Windsor on Shaw Road, and I believe the pipeline is going to be going right through our property, which is near the high tension wires. When they first came to my husband, we didn't realize the scale of what this pumping station is involved with, but now we're a little bit more aware of it, so that's why we're here today, because it'll be right through our property and all our neighbors. And from what I hear, it's quite large. But thank you.
My name is Alice Tibbetts. I am from Windsor, Massachusetts. The Kinder Morgan natural gas pipeline will be going very, very close to my land, if not on my land. I have 150 acres of land. I am concerned about the pollution and the compressor station that will be very soon going near my land. I am 12 years old. I have a family that is not against the pipeline, but I am. I'm part of the No Fracked Gas in Mass Corporation with the website and the trying to be a activist. We've done things like informing people and tag sales and just open houses and things like that. And so I'm just happy to be a part of such a great organization and for a great cause. And I'm hoping to be part of it for a long time.
My name's Anne French. I live in Hinsdale, Massachusetts, and the pipeline is going through my town and it's going through my property, or it's the present drawing is going through my property. And I am opposed to fracked gas, and I am opposed to a pipeline destroying or having a negative impact on our environment and our community.
Nancy Gallagher, and I live in Cheshire, Massachusetts, and the pipeline is scheduled to go through Cheshire, Massachusetts, and I am opposed to the pipeline going through Cheshire. They're planning to go under the lake and across the Appalachian Trail, both of which I am highly against. and I don't see a real benefit to our community, and that's it.
My name is Cheryl Rose, and I'm from Dalton, Mass, and I'm very opposed to the pipeline because I'm concerned about our dependence on fossil fuel in the state. I want to leave my children a better planet with clean air and clean water. This pipeline threatens all of that and is a distraction from our state moving towards the green energy economy that we really need to be doing for a better planet.
Hi, I'm Lucy Sacco. I'm opposed to the pipeline because I love to walk and hike in this area, and I'm concerned it's going to affect the environment. Thank you.
Jane Sue Blank. I'm from Cheshire, Massachusetts. I live on the lake, which is one of the proposed routes that the pipeline's supposed to go under, and they're supposed to break it open under the bedrock. I am very concerned that the pipeline will leak, as it has in many other places, not only as gas, but also oil pipelines up in Canada. And I've seen many articles from all the people in whose communities Kinder Morgan is that have been devastated, including the frack gas community in Pennsylvania, whose wells have been poisoned and whose frack gas we are supposed to pay for through our electric bills coming up the pipeline here if we allow it. Thank you.
I'm Dick Noble from Pittsfield, Mass. Well, why am I here? Because I really don't like the idea of fracked gas. And the idea that the pipeline's going to be carrying that is a bad thing for Massachusetts and New York and where it comes from, whether it's Pennsylvania or Ohio. And when it gets to the East Coast, I guess that gas is going somewhere else. It's really not for our benefit in the state. So I hope that it's something that doesn't happen here.
Hey, my name is Rose Wessel, and I founded No Frack Gas in Mass. We have a website, nofrackgasinmass.org, and we put that together about a year ago when we first heard about the pipeline as a way of gathering information, because we found out that people weren't getting a lot of information from the land agents that were visiting their homes. And since that time, we've had so many people join in, hundreds of people, thousands of people across the state, and now across New Hampshire, now that the pipeline's going up through there, and from New York State as well, all working together to fight this pipeline. So if you need any information, stop by nofrackgasinmass.org and get informed.
Okay, my name is Bill Jackson. I live in Stephentown, New York. I lived there for over 40 years. My property abuts the National Grid right-of-way, which is a planned location for co-location of the 36-inch, 1,450 some odd pound per square inch high-pressure frack gas pipeline, which is going from Wright, New York to Drake, Mass. We have done some calculations and realized that our entire 10 acres is in the so-called hazard or incineration zone. Not to mention many of our neighbors. There are real concerns not only about water quality, air quality, inadvertent leaks, and other kinds of problems. Our community is one which will probably have difficulties dealing with the presence of a for-profit private corporation which is interested in nothing more than marketing a high percentage of this transported and stored fracked gas between the Marcellus Shale production areas of Pennsylvania and ultimately probably the Canadian Maritimes, where it will be liquefied and shipped to ports far beyond our shores and serving absolutely no use whatsoever to New Yorkers and probably not to southern New Hampshire or Massachusetts. There may be some minor exceptions to this. There are always some little leaders that run off and they say, oh, we're going to give production to Nashua and other kinds of places like that. But the bulk of this material is overflow material, and it is going to be sold at a very high price. It will not drive down local prices, and is going to basically be a long-term aggravation and headache in terms of safety, security, health, environment, and other issues. So it's a pain in the neck. Thank you.
I'm Liz Lacey, and I actually live in Shutesbury, Mass., but I work with the National Park Service and the Westfield River Wild and Scenic Committee. I'm here tonight because we're interested in information on the pipeline crossing the Westfield River and any tributaries to the Westfield River and the impacts that that could potentially have on a nationally wild and scenic river.
Hi, I'm Joan DeVoe, and I live in Lanesboro, Massachusetts, and I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm trying to do everything I can to be cancer-free for as long as I can, and I'm very upset about this pipeline. It's going to be down the road from me, and in fact, we, I guess, are going to be in the incineration range, and I've already heard from people who have said they're not interested in looking at houses in Lanesboro anymore because this pipeline is proposed to go in. And I'm just concerned that it's going to go under our water. We have a conservation water area, and it's also going under the Cheshire Reservoir. You know, what could go wrong? I think a lot of things could go wrong, and I think there's other things we need to look at as far as solar and alternative energy resources. So I hope we can maybe get together as a state and talk about other ways to look into helping our energy that we need in this country and not doing something scary like this pipeline. I also want to add that just a month ago there was an explosion in West Virginia, and that was a pipeline that had been put in a year ago. And, you know, accidents happen, and this is just way too scary. Thank you.
I'm Michael Gallagher from Lanesboro. I think this is a terrible idea. I'm really angry. I don't think there's anything good that's going to come of this project. You know, it's not good for me. It's going to go through my land. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be disgusting. Right? It's not good for my town or my neighbors. It's going to uproot, you know, my neighbor's property. It's not good for anybody in the world because it's going to increase, you know, it's going to further incentivize burning more fossil fuels, which is absolutely wrong. Plus, it's going to cost me money because we're going to pay for it as ratepayers.
My name is Stephen Philbrick. I live in Windsor, Massachusetts, and a compressor station is being proposed only a quarter of a mile from our house. I don't think that the profits of a large corporation are worth the death and the illness of so many living creatures, plants, animals, birds, and human neighbors of mine. That's my value system.
Hi, I'm Marnie, and this is my husband Bob. We are the Myerses of Windsor. We live at 152 Hinsdale Road. The other end of our road, which is the watershed, is where the proposed pipeline would go alongside the electric power grid. We also will be getting, if they get their way, a compressor station right in the middle of Windsor, which would be 80,000 horsepower, and we would see it in our night sky in our lovely little town day and night. The noise will be like jet planes. There's no way they can mitigate that. The people who are along that route are already talking about taking a loss on their homes and moving. So whatever they say in here tonight is pretty much tainted in my eyes. There is no way that we need this pipeline. We just don't. We need to go in a different direction for energy renewables. We just put photovoltaics on our roof, and we may not live to see the payoff, but we don't care. You know, this fossil fuel business is just the wrong direction to be going.
Fix the leaks.
Fix the leaks, yeah, you're right. Fix the leaks in the existing pipeline, so we will need nothing of this sort. Thank you.
My name is Leanne Ryan. I'm from Plainfield, Massachusetts. I live with my mother and my two children, and when we first learned that the pipeline was going to be going through our backyard, our biggest concern were my grandchildren, because that's the home I hope to inherit someday. We grow our own food on that land, we have fresh well water, and all those things are potentially jeopardized by this pipeline going through. So my biggest concern is health and safety. There are a lot of chemicals that my mom has worked with before in a lab and knows are toxic that will be running through this pipeline in the natural gas that's been fracked. So our concern is those chemicals leaking into the soil, into the water, and you know, there's a lot of research that's been done that shows that this isn't going to be beneficial economically in the long run, and it's not going to be beneficial in terms of welfare that's going to be given up. So those are my concerns about the pipeline. Thank you so much. Thank you.